What's up, you guys? It's Tyler, aka Cheesehead 300, and today I'm back with another fan theories video. Today I'm covering Rick and Morty, and I'm really excited about this one. I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently today. Normally I do one theory per member of the family, but today I'm just going to do 5 general theories I have about the show. Alright, let's jump right into it. At number 1, we have Beth's codependency on Jerry. Now, you might be wondering what I'm talking about because Beth has divorced Jerry or come close to breaking up with him numerous times and always seems like she hates him and doesn't need him in her life. Now, that is true, but only after Rick came back in her life and she had her father figure back. See, I think she relied on Jerry for that emotional support, that some sort of male figure in her life. She's always kind of needed someone there to let her know that she is good enough in some way, whether or not it's her professional career or being a mother. And not only that, they did get pregnant really young with Summer, and I think she relies on Jerry, or at least did, a lot more than she'll ever let on because of the fact that Rick was gone. She didn't really have anyone else to turn to. The whereabouts of their mother is really kind of hasn't been explored yet, so I think she relies on Jerry more than she will ever let on. Alright, on to number 2. At number 2, we have the fact that Jerry Smith, the one that we see mostly now after season 1, is not the Jerriest of Jerrys. Now, we've seen possibly the Rickest of Ricks and possibly the Mortiest of the Mortys. And we may have also seen the Jerriest of the Jerrys. Now, the one we get is the one we have now is a typical, Jerry. He's cowardly, spineless, pretty much just a punching bag, doormat, whatever you want to call him. But I think the first version we got of him back in season 1 was actually his truest form, the Jerriest of all, just because look who he became in his surroundings. The whole world got Cronenberg, and instead of being a normal Jerry and just hiding and probably just dying, he stood up, protected his family, got ripped, and now him, Summer, and Beth are all living strong and well together because he stepped up. So I believe season 1 we had the Jerriest of Jerrys, and the one we have now is just some sort of cheap knockoff. Alright, moving on to number... Ooh-wee. At number 3, we have a doozy of a theory. My theory for number 3 is that Mr. Poopy Butthole is actually the writer of the show. If not the writer, he does have a part in how things go, I believe. I mean, at the end of season 3, I believe, you got him, or at the end of season 2, you had him watching the show on TV, and then at the end of season 3, he was sitting down with his family and stuff like that, talking about the show and the adventures Rick and the gang went on. And the way he says it just makes me think that he's almost promoting his own show. Like, what adventures will Rick and the gang get into next? And how will Rick get out of this one? Stay tuned for Rick and Morty in the next, 2 years. So it almost seems like a tongue-in-cheek poke at his own show that he has a hand in at least creating, I think, which is why I believe he survived that gunshot wound from Beth, because he knows it's just all fake, stuff like that. Otherwise, he probably would have died. And yeah, Mr. Poopy Butthole, secret writer of the show. You heard it here first. Oh, geez, Rick. At number 4, we have theory about Morty. Now, we talked about the Jerriest of Jerry and possibly seeing the Mortiest of Mortys. But which version of Morty is the Mortiest of Mortys? Now, some would argue that maybe evil Morty is because he's so smart and maniacal and has infiltrated the city of Ricks and is systematically taking him out. Some would say it's a different Morty. I believe it's probably, I feel like it's the one we have now, which seems like our original one since season 1. You can't be sure 100%, but I think the way he's developed, I think he is the same one because he's just developed from such a naive, skittish kid to really turning out to be kind of like Rick in a way where he starts to not care. He's been desensitized from a lot of things. And I think if he's not the Mortiest of Morty now, he will be eventually. He will be soon. Because of just his character progression over the years. And I'm excited to see how he turns out in season 4. Alright, moving on to number 5. And number 5, we have Summer. Is she becoming Rick's new sidekick? Well, in season 2, you start to see Summer kind of wanting to go on a little more adventures and stuff like that. She spends a lot more time with Rick, and then into season 3, a lot more time going on adventures and stuff like that. She is really interested in the new worlds Rick can show her and stuff like that, and she just doesn't want to spend a lot of time at home. She's really just interested in being away wherever she can get to. And you can kind of see Morty just kind of turning his back a little on Rick, especially in the opening episode of season 3. He's like, Rick's dangerous, he doesn't care about people. You don't want to get wrapped up in him with him on his adventures because he doesn't care about you. He just cares about using you for his own self-preservation. But I don't think Summer really looks at it that way. She looks at Rick as an escape from home. I mean, look at her family life. Her parents are constantly fighting, reminding her that she was unwanted, and she doesn't like being there, which is completely understandable. So I think she may be becoming Rick's new sidekick, whereas Morty is just kind of developing into a little mini Rick now, or dare I say a new tiny Rick, where he goes on his adventures still. They have their fun adventures still, and they still hang out. It's always going to be Rick and Morty, but I think Summer is turning into that person that will definitely, I won't say replace Morty, because nothing will ever replace Morty, but she's coming into that role where she is in his circle now, and they rely on her a little more, especially like during Morty's mind blowers. Without Summer, then they would have been stuck like that, like no memories forever, so we possibly would have killed each other. So I believe Summer is becoming Rick's newest sidekick. And that's all the time we have for this video today. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments, and let me know your own fan theories of the show. And on that note, have a good day as always, and I'll catch you in the next video. Alright, bye.